Hello students, hope all of you are doing very well. Today we are going to learn and understand chapter 2 chapter 2 of your English textbook Poorvi. Chapter 2 is actually a poem called Try Again. So this is here some exercise. I hope you would do this in your school. We will skip to the main poem itself. So this is a poem. It is quite a long poem. So I would request to watch the whole video in one sitting so that you can understand what this poem is about. So let's start. We will read the first paragraph. King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down in a lonely mood to think. 'Tis true he was monarch and wore a crown, but his heart was beginning to sink. The poem is about King Bruce of Scotland. So it says King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down. Flung is like to throw. So the king flung himself, as in threw himself into a condition of thinking, and he started to think in a lonely mood. 'Tis true he was monarch and wore a crown. This word "tish" is actually it is. It is shortened and sits in Old English. Okay. But his heart was beginning to sink. Beginning to sink, he was starting to get sad. For he had been trying to do a great deed to make his people glad. He had tried and tried but couldn't succeed, and so he became quite sad. For he had been trying to do a great deed. The king wanted to do some good things for his people so that they become happy, glad. He had tried and tried but couldn't succeed. He tried multiple times but he kept failing, and so he became quite sad. So, why was he sad? Why sad? Because he kept failing. He tried and tried but couldn't succeed, and so he became quite sad. He flung himself down in low despair, as grieved as man could be, and after a while he pondered there. I'll give it all up, said he. Again, the word flung comes. Flung we discussed. It is to throw. He flung himself down in low despair. Despair, it means a state of being sad. Okay. As grieved as man could be, he was grieving. Grieving is like to be in an emotional state of despair, sadness. Okay. And after a while, he pondered there. Pondered to think. After a while, he pondered there. I'll give it all up. I will give it all up, said he. Give it all up is I will stop trying. Like in the second paragraph, we saw he kept trying and trying, but he couldn't succeed. So he said, I'll give it all up because he was not succeeding. Okay. Now, the fourth paragraph. Now, just at that time, a spider dropped with its silken, filmy clue, and the king, in midst of his thinking, stopped to see what the spider would do. So the king was sitting there, he was in a state of despair, and at that very moment, a spider dropped with its silken, filmy clue. So you may have spider like this, and it uses its web to move around. It creates a cobweb where it lives, but it hangs there, hangs using its web. So a spider from its cobweb was hanging there before the king with its silken filmy clue. These two words are denoting the nature of the web. Okay, the thread like thing using which the spider hangs. It has been described as silken filmy clue. Silken as in it is very smooth like silk. Filmy is like thin. It was thin, so it has been written as filmy clue. And the king, in the midst of his thinking, stopped to see what the spider was. Midst is midst. The word mid is here, so it means in the middle. In the middle of his thinking, he stopped to see what the spider is going to do. Fine. It was a long way up to the ceiling dome, and it hung by a rope so fine that how it would get to its cobweb home, King Bruce could not divine. The word was, it was, okay. Again, it is Old English. It is written as was. But you should know that it means it was. It was. You will find this word many a times in English poems. It was a long way up to the ceiling dome. You may have seen the palaces of king. It is like there is a large dome on top of the palaces. So the spider was hanging from the dome like this. It was a long way from its home. The cobweb, long way up to the ceiling dome. So the cobweb home that is being talked about, as I was telling earlier, like this is like a cobweb where the spider lives, and it was a long way from the cobweb home. The rope was so fine, the web that we see the spiders hanging from, so it was very fine. Fine as in thin, okay, thin. King Bruce could not divine that how it would get to its cobweb home. King Bruce could not divine. He could not understand how will it return to its home. Divine is like he could not understand. You can see here King Bruce is sitting. There is a spider. He is thinking something. It soon began to cling and crawl straight up with its strong endeavor, but down it came with a slippery sprawl, as near to the ground as ever. It soon began to cling and crawl. The spider was clinging. Clinging is like another word for hang. And crawl. You know, the motion of insects is called crawling. Straight up with strong endeavor. Endeavor is try. The spider tried to cling and crawl back to its home. See here, this is the cobweb, and the spider is trying to move to its cobweb with strong endeavor. It was trying very hard, but down it came with a slippery sprawl. It slipped again. It came back to where it had started, as near to the ground as ever. Like this is the ground. The spider is hanging. It tried to get up, but it fell down again. Up it ran, not a second to stay, to utter the least complaint, till it fell still lower, and there it lay, a little dizzy and faint. Up it ran, like the spider moved up and up, not a second to stay, it didn't waste any second, to utter the least complaint. The spider did not waste a second, did not stay for a second to utter the least complaint. He did not complain anything. Most of the time we fail at anything and we start complaining, but the spider did not do this. He was not wasting any time complaining till it fell still lower, but the spider kept falling to the ground, and there it lay, a little dizzy and faint. The spider was trying to go back to its home, but it fell down, and there it lay, a little dizzy. Dizzy, you know, when you ride a roller coaster, then your head gets dizzy. A little dizzy and faint. Faint here does not mean lying unconscious. It was like the spider was very tired, so he was kind of fainted. Its head grew steady. Again it went and travelled a half yard higher. Twas a delicate thread it had to tread, and a road where its feet would tire. The spider head grew steady. What does it mean? Head grew steady. Like we are not talking about this head. We are talking about the determination. The determination of the spider grew stronger, and it was determined that it will go to its home. It traveled half a yard higher. You know, a yard is a yard. This is a measurement unit. Like we know meter, centimeter, foot. So it is like that only, measurement. Yard is used for measurement. It was a delicate thread. It has to tread. Delicate thread. We are talking about the web of the spider, that it had to tread means to walk. Treadmill. Treadmill is where you walk, where you run. So the same thing is here. It was a delicate thread, it had to tread. Beautiful line. And a road where its feet would tire is like getting tired, because the spider had to walk so much up and down again and again, so its feet were going to get tired. Again it fell and swung below, but again it quickly mounted, till up and down, now fast, now slow, 9 brave attempts were counted. The spider kept falling, and it swung. Swung is like swing, past of swing. So the spider was swinging, like it was swinging by the thread. But again and again it quickly mounted. Quickly mounted here means like it again went back to crawling up, till up and down, now fast, now slow. It was moving fast, then slow. 9 brave attempts were counted. Nine times it tried to go to its home, but it fell down. And the king was counting all of this. The king was seeing what is happening, like we saw here. The king was seeing. So he counted 9 times that the spider tried to go back to its home. Sure, cried the king, that foolish thing will strive no more to climb, when it toils so hard to reach and cling, and tumbles every time. The king said, sure, that foolish thing will strive no more. The king saw that the spider was not able to reach home. So he said, sure, that foolish thing will strive no more. Strive is to try. The spider will not try to climb again. The king thought this. When it toils so hard to reach and cling, and tumbles every time. Toils mean to toil is like to try. Manual. There is a lot of effort being put, so we say toil. He is toiling in the field. That man is like doing a lot of work in the field. Okay. When it toils so hard to reach and cling, and tumbles is like falling. It kept falling, remember. So it tumbles every time. So the king said it will not try again. But the insect went once more. Ah me, it's a anxious minute. He's only a foot from his cobweb door. Oh say, will he lose or win it? But again the spider tried to go to its home. But the insect went once more. Ah me, it's a anxious minute. The king was very anxious. Anxious is like he was thinking whether the spider is going to go to his home, he will be able to reach or not. He is only a foot from his cobweb door. But the cobweb that we saw here, so the spider was only 1 foot from here now. So the king was very anxious whether he will be successful or not. Steadily, inch by inch, higher and higher he got. Steady is like slowly, it kept trying. You must have heard that story about slow and steady wins the race. So steadily, inch by inch, higher and higher he got, and a bold little run at the very last pinch put him into his native cot. Native cot here means home. We often say, what is your native place? So we mean, where do you actually live? So where does the spider live? Where is the spider native to? To its cobweb. So he moved higher and higher, and a bold little run. He ran at the end, and that put him in his native cot. He finally reached his home. Okay. Bravo, bravo, the king cried out. All honor to those who try. The spider up there defied despair. He conquered, and why shouldn't I? The king was very impressed by the spider, so he yelled, "Bravo, bravo!" Bravo! It is an exclamation word used to exclaim that you are very impressed by somebody. So all honor to those who try. Those who try deserve all kind of honor. So he said, all honor to those who try. The spider up there defied despair. Defied against. It means to work against something. Defied despair. Despair is sadness. So the spider was also getting very sad whenever it fell down, but it defied despair. It didn't stop there, it defied despair. It worked against its despair. So he conquered, and why shouldn't I? The spider finally was able to conquer the defeats. So why shouldn't I? The king thought, why shouldn't I? I am also failing every time. Remember in the first paragraph, we said that the king was tried and tried but couldn't succeed. So failing, but it keeps trying. So I should also do that. And Bruce of Scotland braced his mind, and gossips tell the tale that he tried once more as he tried before, and that time did not fail. So Bruce of Scotland, having been inspired by the spider, he braced his mind, got ready. Okay, he got ready. And gossips, students keep gossiping in the class. So gossips tell the tale. Tale is like story. That he tried once more as he had tried before, and that time did not fail. He tried again, like the spider kept trying. So he tried again, and he did not fail this time. He was eventually successful, like the spider. So the king tried again and won at last. He was finally able to make his people very happy. So this is the kind of thing that you should learn from this spider, from the king, that you should keep trying. That is what this poem is about, that those who keep trying ultimately win. So this is a long poem, but the gist is like this only: keep trying till you win. Okay, so that's it for this video. Do subscribe to the channel because we'll keep bringing such lessons in the future. Thank you. Have a great day.